Joining us right now, we have broadcaster and businessman Robert Amar. Pleasant good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, Mikee.
Yes,
To
Eid
you and the
Mubarak
guests.
to you and your entire family. Hope you're having a restful. I know you're up and down preparing for tomorrow's community microphone. Before we get into that, we had, first of all, Dr. Indira Rampasad, and she was talking about constitutional reform. And one of the things that she highlighted there is the fact of trust. And as I told her, I think if these are policies that are definitely going to, elevate the lives of the citizens, I think we're all for it. But if this is some sort of political game, looking at the clock that is ticking close to a general election, and it's going to turn out into some sort of trying to gain traction and blame game, I think the people have had enough of that. And we understand when it comes to constitutional reform, it is about accountability, transparency, participation, and predictability. And that's how serious we should be as a people. And this is something you've always spoken about. What say you, weighing in on that factor?
Well, I think anybody seeing that this is the celebration, the close of the celebration of Eid, I think everybody knows that this is really political, what's the word, by puppy showing at its highest level. The fact remains that the Constitution cannot be changed in Trinidad and Tobago under the present dispensation of the Parliament. All of the work they are doing is in futility because neither side in the House is going to agree to make any changes unless those changes are small changes that will be in the benefit of the population. And the first two would be referendum, so the people have a choice, a change, a heart, a voice in any major decision that's going to happen in the country, and fixed date election. Once they come with those two first, then that word that she used, and as a professional, I'm a little bit concerned because the trust is an important thing, but the trust comes when people see you're serious, because you cannot change this constitution until the government or the opposition has enough votes in both houses, plus the support of the independent in the Senate to give changes any kind of meaningful representation in the interest of a new constitution.
Yeah,
We're just wasting time.
Yeah, because Robert, when you look at it, a constitution basically is meant to define and protect citizens' rights from governmental abuse. Now, why would you allow me to empower myself if it's beneficial to you?
And that's the point. That is why the only time it will happen, we had two opportunities before, under the NAR with 33 seats and under Williams with 36. And on both occasions, neither administrator, prime minister, saw it necessary to bite the bullet and make the change. We are coming at a time when the numbers are not there, and they're telling you it could change. It cannot change. This is just an exercise in futility. It's political.
And the timing, I think we have to question the timing as well.
Yeah, it is definitely to kind of appease the people. They say, see, we tell all we go come and do it, because remember the Prime Minister also introduced recently the whole thing about finance reform.
Right.
And then he drop a bombshell and say, well, Tobago will be returning. All of those are just political gimmicks. It's gimmicks. They are not serious, meaning the government.
Yeah, but when you're looking at it, Robert, I agree with you as far as the timing. But let me ask you, 4-year-old beheaded, where are we at, my friend? Where are we at?
Well, again, that brings into full circle what somebody in the community was saying, where's the death penalty? But at the end of it all, we just had a man that served 38 years in prison, and on a technicality of his sentencing, he's now free. He's now out there, a murderer, back on the streets. So we will never get anywhere because the people who are the ones in charge lack the breasticular and testicular fortitude to take the action required in the interest of democracy and in the interest of the country moving forward with people knowing that you are a serious leader. We don't have that right now.
But you're hearing from the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonzalez, making it quite clear why is there so much reluctance as far as putting the death penalty on the table and doing what is right by the citizens, those God-fearing, rightful, law-abiding citizens? Why should so many have to suffer at the hands of the minority who simply do not want to act according to the law?
So let me answer this way. Did you hear civil society raise any concern about the 4-year-old beheading?
No.
Did you hear anybody in the clergy, Muslim, Hindu, Pentecostal, Christian, Baptist, say anything? Did you hear any of them come out on the front? Did you hear the Archbishop, although he went and begged the people the other day in church and said, well, I'm begging you. Did you hear him beg the government to instill the death penalty, to take the man or the person who is supposed to have taken that child out to the gallows tomorrow morning?
No, I haven't.
And we still don't have an answer for Akil Chambers. We still don't have an answer for Anandamiti. All of these young people that got murdered, that 30, 20, and 40 years after the fact, we still don't have an answer. Cold case. The box is still there waiting for what? Waiting for somebody with the testicular fortitude to pull the twine, so to speak.
Let me ask you the importance of tomorrow community microphone for the people, by the people, with the people. The platform, of course, in Digo Martin Northeast. First of all, why Digo Martin Northeast? That's the big question. People saying, well, you're going into the backyard of Mr. Imbert, who is a really tough one.
Well, I mean, put it this way, Mikey. There is no tough place. There are only people who do not exercise their options. After 30 plus years of Imbert in the Digo Martin Northeast, what do they have to show for it? The school in that area was built by the UNC. The road that was fixed in that area was done by Jack Warner. Water and what you call the agricultural access roads was done by SMART with an IADB loan. The community center that was set up first was done by the Parliament Committee, not by the government. The parang that started up there started up with them, and then Imbert now puts on a free one because he wants to teach them a lesson. Is that the way we get to make communities be self-sufficient? The agricultural sector, there was a whole area next to where Imbert built his office, his new constituency office, dealt with small business. It is now in ruins, and we still have an agricultural area there with no downstream high-end processing to add value so the people there can make more money than just go in the market and sell a bunch of size. So what the answer that has to be, the question that has to be put forward is, why not Digo Martin Northeast? It is an area that was very close some time ago. It is an area the NAR won before. It is not an area that is sacred to the PNM. It's an area that if you get the right representation, I think people will definitely support that because they are virtually fed up with what has happened there for the last 30 years. And people just have to get the reality, and this is not only in that area. I think the ground report is moving into quite a number of areas. Yeah. And I would recommend to the ground report that this first one not be the last one. This should just be the tipping of the iceberg, so to speak.
Well, this is the launch. But there's still Barataria, San Juan, and other places as well.
No, but what I'm saying, Mikey, is I would recommend that you have to go back into that Digo Martin Northeast area.
Oh, yes.
You can't just go there once.
Oh, no, definitely. And again, you've been talking to the people up there. You've been hearing their concerns. And it makes you wonder, I mean, who are the people who simply just are happy and content with the current conditions up there?
Well, everybody is happy and content, Mikey, because you have to deal with cultural antecedents, how the area was grown and brought up. The people are happy because they really are at the stage when they're still seeing a little thing happening for them. So they're ready and tipping the bucket. They're making no noise. They're good that things working. They don't have the kind of crime and criminality and robbery and house larceny and break-ins because they are a true community. So they want to protect that zone. And I think they have decided, here what? We're not going to do anything based on me talking to them recently until we see somebody who is going to be someone that we can depend and rely on. And once they see that person, I think you will see change happening in the Digo Martin Northeast area. It's definitely going to come. It has to come. They are frustrated, they're fed up, but they have no other option.
All right. I'm going to let you have your closing comments. I know you want to get up early in the morning and head to Digo Martin Northeast, Fatima Junction, and of course the platform, large platform that is going to kickstart tomorrow. Closing comments and again, you know, what is happening to us as a society and what do we have to look forward to?
Well, my closing comments is that the political directorate is seen in front of their eyes, including the president, and I'm hoping that she will open her mouth and talk about this beheading of this 4-year-old, because in the history of this country, we had someone that was lost in a barrel or murdered and put in a barrel under a house. We have never seen this type of gruesome murders, similar like the young woman that lost her life in San Fernando. We are seeing and experiencing something that is totally not the norm for Trinidad and Tobago. And it comes because those people who are the ones that are creating the problem understand that the people who are there now have already thrown their hands in the air and are not prepared to do anything because they're just trying to protect the next election. And I hope the people get up, Mikey, and start to let their voices be heard so that at least we could possibly have some change in the direction the country is going in, because it's spiraling down every single day. It's getting worse day by day.
So
and
true.
the man in charge decided to take a holiday.
Mr. Amar, I want to thank you so much again. Keep up the good work. I mean, you're out there, you're adding your voice. Remember, it's our choice, so we've got to add our voice. We can't sit down and just simply believe that someone is going to come to rescue us. We have to take that stand. I want to thank you so much again. I will be talking to you periodically as we hit from one constituency.
I think you have a nice famous saying what it is. We want to live life better.
Yeah, I think it's time we live better. And yeah, it's time we live better, and we want to live better.
I think that is the objective right now, Mikey. How do we start to live better?
Well,
we are one homogeneous society, and we are not in any way divided by race or ethnicity.
No, we're not. But we'll start tomorrow. We'll start tomorrow up there in Fatima Junction. So.
Well, we look out for the best tomorrow, Mikey.
That's right. Thanks a lot again, Mr. Amar. Keep up the good work.
You too, man.
Thank you.
Bye.